podcast with my special guest, Jez. Jez, how you feeling? We're winning. We're top four. Couldn't get any better, right?
Well, who knew? It's been the plan. I don't know what people have been panicking about. It's been the
Exactly.
plan all season, isn't it? The top four, it's a trophy. I'm joking, but we're there and we'll see what happens. I mean, we've got Leicester Sunday. All right, I know they haven't been firing particularly well lately. But we got some big games coming ahead, and Tottenham last night spanked Everton. So have they suddenly found a new bit of form? Don't know. We've got to play them away. And let's be fair, we don't do particularly well at Tottenham in recent years. So let's not hype it up too much. I'm looking at this one game at a time. And I know there's loads of people out there gassing up, oh, we got Arsenal back, we're fourth. Well, be careful what you wish for, because getting fourth, getting into Europe with this team currently, as we stand, could be a disaster, an embarrassment. So I reserve judgment. If Arteta gets us there, well done. Doesn't mean I rate him. Doesn't mean I want him. We're not in a title chase. We're looking for fourth place.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to get onto that in a bit. Obviously, we had Watford at away on Sunday. Some beautiful goals. Any of them contender for goal of the season, really.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, the finishes and everything. What were your thoughts on after the Watford game?
Yeah. I mean, let's be fair. We have to put it into context. It is Watford. No disrespect to Watford, but they are a seriously struggling team. But all three Arsenal goals were top class. And I have to say, Hernandez's goal was a worldie.
Yeah.
Bicycle kick. Nobody's going to stop that. But it was caused by very sloppy defending. And that goal should never have come about if our defence had done their job. And the second goal they got, sloppy defending. Xhaka doing Xhaka things. And Ben White, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Now, I can't deny it. Saka was unplayable, in my opinion. My man of the match.
Yeah.
Odegaard did what he should be doing. Unbelievable bit of talent. The little flick behind to Saka, great goal. He scored a very good goal because he continued his run. And I would love him to continue doing that in his position, where he doesn't do it enough. If you're playing at that position, mate, you've got to continue. It's all right doing the little deft passes and the little flicks. You need to carry on. Martinelli, I thought was disappointing. Great goal. That's his place. But look where he scored it from. Striker position. Why is he, like a Aubameyang striker, stuck out on the left wing?
Do you think it's because of their pace or not?
No, I don't think so. Martinelli's there for one job, Gracie. He's there to score goals.
Yeah.
Now, on that left wing with Kieran Tierney, Kieran Tierney is a great left back, and he gets down that wing, gets good balls into the box. So why are we wasting a very good striker, potential striker, on the left wing. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, when Thierry Henry first joined Arsenal, he was a winger, but Wenger coached him to become a striker. Now, we have a homegrown, almost homegrown, inbuilt striker.
Yeah.
So play him as a striker. Don't stick him out on the wing where he's wasted. Yeah. It's pointless. So I know we didn't have ESR. He I believe was ill, COVID or something.
Yeah, he's got COVID.
But also Partey, awesome in midfield, great performance. His link up with Odegaard was brilliant. That's what I want to see. But we still have deficiencies in this team. You know, as I said on Lee's show on after the game, if we get an injury to Partey, and he has had injuries this season, let's be fair.
Yep.
And let's say we get an injury to Odegaard, who have we got? Who have we got to come in? El Neni, yeah, and Lokonga. Now I like Lokonga. I think there's a player in there. So when we go into this top four battle, and it is going to be a battle, let's be fair.
Yeah.
And we lose a couple of players, we are in a very weak place because Edu and the crew didn't invest in the midfield in the summer. When we all knew we needed midfielders.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And King Tony, yes, I do remember Gordon Lee.
Very sad, very sad. Rest in peace. Yeah, I mean the midfield is Xhaka just something. Just get rid, right? Too much of you can't rely on Xhaka to do anything. I wouldn't rely on him to do my washing, let alone keeping up a whole midfield. And it's where teams exploiting, they see how weak we are in that position, and they will just try and run through. And I think Partey's been playing more of a deep defense, deep midfield role. And someone needs to still be in the middle, controlling everything and making sure if the team come on the counter, they're going to be solid to get it back. And the mistakes came from Xhaka, which then, from his mistake, led to Ben White making a mistake, ultimately, because it's them two that caused the 2 goals in the first place.
Mm.
You know, the ball for Hernandez's goal, the beautiful goal, could have been stopped. It could have been stopped way earlier, and we wouldn't have conceded at all. And also, we can't forget that a disallowed goal was in the first 20 seconds they scored.
13 seconds.
Ridiculous. It should have never even happened, right? And it is. It's a few people, a few players in the squad that are ruining the whole performance. Because you look at Saka was amazing, like you said.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's what I've wanted from him. I've criticised him for his past few games, and then I saw that and I was like, wow, you know, he stepped up there. He had a really good game. You know, he's involved in most play in the opposite half. He was controlling the ball well. He wasn't doing his stupid little run up to the halfway, like run up to the very last minute and then get tackled and then it starts all over again. He wasn't doing that. And it's nice to see for once.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I've been saying for weeks that when Saka continually tried to do these nutmegs and they didn't come off. He didn't try it on Saturday. He played as the player he should be. You know, to continually try and nutmeg defenders is pathetic because it will come off 1 in 10 times. And I've seen so many times where he's tried it and it's failed. So, yeah, he had an awesome game. He's unplayable in my book. And it was a joy to watch. And I was so happy to see. I mean, there was times in that game, times in those goals, the first 2 goals, it was reminiscent of the early Wenger days. Quick, slick, one touch, bang, goal. You know, it could have been Pires, it could have been Bergkamp, it could have been Henry, it could have been Vieira. All these great players that we once had, all were capable of that sort of stuff. And yeah, I mean, Odegaard, you know, I mean, I'm not a great fan, but if he continues, and one of the things, I'll always support every player on the pitch that plays for Arsenal. Odegaard has underwhelmed me so far because when we had him on loan, I thought he was pretty poor. I really do.
Yeah.
He seems to be turning the corner, and I hope he does. I really do. I think, I honestly say, in there is a player in there, and if we can get the best of him out of him, great. But I'm sorry, Arteta, I think, is a poor coach for coaching the best out of players. I'll say it. And by God, Kenny and I have had some serious backlash on various platforms over saying this. Well, to people that go on these platforms have never seen Arsenal win a title. They've never seen how Arsenal were before the decline of Wenger. Then go look at a few videos to learn what Arsenal were about. I mean, Gracie, you were in the chat the other night, that young lad. Never heard of Herbert Chapman.
Oh, don't. Just don't. It's painful.
I said to him, you've been to the Emirates loads of times. So I said, you've seen the statues outside? Yeah. Can you name them? Yeah. So you've named 3. Who's the other one? Oh, I haven't looked at that one.
Ken Fryer is the one of them, I think.
Sorry?
So you have the bridge.
Yeah.
And then it's the statue of the boy who always wears the red ribbon. Is that Ken Fryer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Just checking. Yeah.
But I get it that there's a lot of fans that don't know the history, and I respect that. That's fine. We're fortunate that your grandfather, my grandfather, brought us up with the history of Arsenal. And I was fortunate where I lived in Avenel Road that I had Arsenal history around me every day. Yeah. But what the point I'm trying to make here is Arsenal Football Club, years and years and years ago, used to promote in the match day programs years ago. There's always a snippet or a page or 2 pages about previous Arsenal stuff.
Yeah.
And no more. If you go on that Arsenal website, the Arsenal News, there is no speak of past Arsenal achievements. It'll go to Wenger. Is there anything about George Graham? No. Is there anything about Terry Neal? No. Anything about Bertie Mee? First double winner? Won us the first European trophy? No. So, nothing about one of the greatest goalkeepers Arsenal ever had, Jack Kelsey. Nothing. And so I'm not going to knock youngsters for that. But if you go on, all I'm going to say is, if you're going to go on to a live stream on YouTube, get your facts right. Because otherwise you're going to get ripped a new one. Simple.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm still learning. I still do my homework. You know, I still watch videos back. And I think it's important. It's part of our club's culture and our tradition. We have so much history. And when you are coming up as a young fan, it's important to be around that, because if you're going to come on a platform, you need to know the facts, and you need to know what we have achieved and who we actually are and what our culture is. You know, it doesn't matter if you don't live in London. If you support the team, then you should do your research, do your homework. If you haven't been fortunate like us, that we
I
haven't.
don't know. You may know this. You may know this, that when Bertie Mee was the manager of Arsenal, when he recruited new players, he made them undertake a 30-point question about the history of Arsenal, right? Because he wanted the players, whether they were £10,000 player, £30,000 player, he wanted them to know the importance of the structure and history of Arsenal. And that's what he made them do. Now, they may have got one question right. I'm not saying he wouldn't have signed them, because he's signing a potentially great player. What he wanted was them to do some homework and to realise what Arsenal Football Club is about. Now, that's when Arsenal Football Club had beliefs and they had honesty of what they were. Now, I've seen that. We don't have that anymore, because modern football has moved away, and it's moved away in every club. It's all changed. Everything's different. You know, football now is all about money, and it's a sad time. But times move, and we have to move with it. So the sad fact, as you just said, is there's so many young Arsenal fans who have never seen Arsenal in the glory days, so they will accept mediocrity. They will accept getting fourth is a major achievement. Okay, let's see what happens if we get fourth, and let's see what happens in the summer with our transfer business. Because if we don't do some big business, man, we are going to get absolutely kicked.
Yeah.
In the Champions League.
Yeah, absolutely. And if this is this top four, this magic top four is apparently going to solve all our problems, you know, we're going to have some more money. Like I was reading today that if we do get top four, the players will get a £500,000 pay rise increase.
Bonus.
Yeah. 500 just for qualifying. You know? I'm sorry, that's disgraceful. That should be the minimum you should expect. The minimum. Yeah. If you win, that's when you get a pay rise.
I think, isn't that? I think the 500,000 is a pot. I don't think I get 500,000 each. I think it's a pot that they'll get a percentage of. Now, I agree. Achieving that is, well, that's what you paid for anyway.
Yeah.
If you win the Champions League, yeah, fair play. Fair play. Give them a big bonus. I absolutely agree. It's the same if you win the FA Cup. Yeah. Give them a big bonus. If you win the league, give them a big bonus. But just to get fourth spot, and you put out a big bag of money of 500 grand, and they're going to divvy it out amongst the players for what they've done. Well, no, sorry, that's wrong.
Yeah, that is wrong. 100%. And that is sending out a message, I think, on the topic of young people and young fans and fans everywhere. That's setting out a message that is the standard.
Yeah, except mediocrity.
Exactly. And
Oh, we're happy. We finished fourth.
yeah,
Get in the Champions League. Probably won't get out the group stages. And oh well, okay, thanks.
yeah, they get a pay rise. We get to sit there and suffer each week even more. So here we go again. I remember when we were in the Champions League. I don't remember much because I was quite significantly younger, but I remember when we were, and it was just it was painful. I don't even want to think about it. I'm literally like tortured from sitting there and watching it. So again, if we don't do this massive business in the summer, we are screwed because we won't have any strikers. Whether players will sign new contracts because we've qualified for the Champions League, I don't know. But either way, we still need a new one because Lacazette's not cutting it.
No.
And he's our club captain. And there's the standard right there.
I think two things with Lacazette. Totally out of confidence. It happens with strikers. We've seen it. I've seen it happen with Henry. He went through a bad streak. To the point when Henry first joined Arsenal, I didn't know who he was. Never heard of him. No idea. Came from Marseille, and I thought, watching him live at Highbury, I thought, who's this guy? He's bloody cracked. Why have we bought him? And then, at that time, a fantastic tactician in Wenger, he changed him from being a winger to being a striker. And we all know the history. But with Lacazette, that is a player who is so down on confidence. And personally, is the heaviness of having the armband as captain affected him? Maybe, I don't know. But at the moment, I would honestly drop him. If I was Arteta, I'd put my arm round him and say, look, mate, you need a rest. You need to get your head together. I'm not going to play you for the next 2 or 3 games. Because at the end of the day, right, he had 2 good assists at the weekend. Fair play. He didn't do a lot else, let's be fair.
No.
He didn't do a lot else. And everybody says, oh, but he works hard. Well, yeah, every bloody player on the pitch should be working hard.
That's what they're paid to do.
Paid a shed load of bloody money to do it. Yeah? I mean, the first goal that was disallowed from Watford, Ben Shite calls that. Didn't track the runner. Totally got out of position. And the guy got in and slotted it. So, I like Lacazette, but he's not the greatest. He hasn't been the greatest. And we let our best striker go. And we've talked about that. But I would seriously rest the guy up, let Tierney have the badge, the armband for a few games, and say, look, take some time out, mate, and we'll see you on the pitch in about 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah,
I agree. And I keep bringing myself back to this point of no player is undroppable, and they need to learn that, because at the end of the day, if you're not cutting it, you're not cutting it. If we do get into the Champions League and you're playing like that, you've got no chance. No chance. I think we're just going to read through some comments here. This brings on nicely. So the disallowed goal wasn't an issue. Didn't we put them offside? Isn't that a proper defence?
Yeah, let's get on to that one. Yeah. We did put him offside. And if you noticed, it was Gabriel did the classic Adams. Yeah, the classic Adams. You're offside. Where was Ben White? Totally out of position.
Yep.
Yeah, totally out of position. That guy scored that goal, went between Cedric and Ben White. It was then Gabriel who, try to explain it. Gabriel, that player was then offside. He got the ball to him, yeah? Where was Ben White to cut the pass out? Out of position. He then gets it in an offside position. I totally agree with you, mate. Slotted it. But you have to look at a player that is not in his position at that point to receive that ball. If Ben White had been there, he should have cut that ball out.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Another one for you, Jez. Here, what wine have you got today?
Shiraz, mate. Usual Shiraz. Yeah.
There we go. There is your answer. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. This just made me laugh. I have to put it up again. That made me laugh. Right,
well,
here we go.
I am old enough to be your granddad.
True. Just a year younger than what mine would be. Gracie, I know it's a bit off topic, but can we just appreciate the job Patrick Vieira is doing at the Palace right now? What do you think of Vieira at Palace? Do you think he's doing well?
Awesome job, and big up to him. You know, absolute legend of the club, and fair play. Good luck to him. And we've got to go down to Palace and play them. Now, you know, I'm going to the Palace Arsenal games. Great day out at Palace. Their fan bases, a bit like going to Newcastle. You know, it's awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, they've got a great manager. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
And he's got a young team playing great football. And I'm happy for him. And this is why I say I would never, ever, ever want an Arsenal legend like Vieira, Thierry Henry, to be a manager at Arsenal.
No.
A bit like when Lampard was at Chelsea, Solskjaer was at Man United. I wouldn't want to see the embarrassment of them going wrong.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to ruin them. After everything they've done, that's not right. Like it would ruin their reputation, and then the fans turn on them, and then they forget about the history. Yeah. And the thing is, the difference with Arteta is being at the club. He wasn't a legend for the people that think he was. He wasn't.
Everton, maybe, but not Arsenal.
Yeah, Everton I could understand, but not Arsenal.
No.
He and he's not doing a great job. And Vieira, you know, I've always seen him as manager material. Arteta, no, just because he was coached under an amazing manager does not mean he'll be the same. No. Another question here, or question-ish. Even as a young Palace fan, as a young child from 5 years old, I went to my first game. We beat Spurs 3-0 at home in 2005, the year I was born. And I decided to educate myself and learn the club's history. Exactly. It's not hard, people. It is not hard, especially when you're coming. If you want to do something like this, you know, YouTube's a wide range thing, but you have to know what you're talking about in order to educate others.
You know, if you're a computer freak, you know, it's all out there. You haven't got to sit and read a book of Arsenal. Go on the internet and have a look. It's all there.
Yeah, and there's movies about it.
Yeah.
There is movies. There's a new one that's come out. Arsene Wenger, The Invincibles. Haven't seen it yet. Probably going to see it in the next week or so. Just haven't got round to it. There's quite a few here. Where are we going next? If you win Employee of the Month at your job, you don't get a massive pay rise. You get well done and a pat on the back. Exactly. There's too much money in football.
Yep.
I mean, at level 2, I did a diploma in sport. So we cover sport in the media. And we look at things like the football and the money in football in comparison to however many years ago. And it is generally all about the money. You know, Sky Sports and BT Sports, they dictate even when the games will take place. That's not the FA. That is the TV deciding, no, that can be shown, that can't be shown. You know, and not making it accessible to everyone, paying ridiculous prices, just stupid. Again, it's all about the money, and you know, some players go to clubs for the money. I understand it's their job, but 350,000 a week, you know, you're not going to really care where you go, surely.
No, And that is the thing when Sky Sports basically set it all up in 1991. It was a massive injection of money into football, huge, and it's gone on and it's gone on, and it's basically, Gracie, it's become a monster.
Yeah.
And as you quite rightly say, you know, if I was a professional footballer, and you know, I love Arsenal, you know, I get to play for Arsenal, my dream, my home club, yeah, and I'm getting 80 grand a week, and I get picked up, and you know, let's say I'm really good, you know, I've really got potential. I'm 21 years old, I've got great potential, and Barcelona come knocking on the door, and they say, right, we'll give you 200 grand a week, and we'll get you, you know, a nice house, and we'll get you a really, you know, like a Ferrari or Lamborghini or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
As a young man, your head's going to go.
Yeah.
Even though I might have been born and bred Arsenal, you suddenly get that opportunity, because footballers' careers are short. And in the modern world, you are going to look to rein in the most amount of money you can possibly have. And nobody can tell me different. You know, if you're on 80 grand a week and somebody offers you 200 grand a week, beautiful house in Spain, cars, all that, you know, and posh speedboat, whatever, yeah, and all the sponsorship that comes with it, what are you going to do?
I know which one I would choose.
Exactly.
You know, it used to be how, you know, the players generally were playing good because they loved the team they were playing for, the passion and everything. You can still have that as a player, but it's not the same. It's not the same feeling when you've grown up around this and this is your whole dream and you go to that club. But then you can easily be swayed by simple things like money. It's
Well, the thing is also, Gracie, all these players now have agents.
yeah.
All those agents are going to be constantly in their ear. They're going to be talking to them probably every day. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What's occurring? Are you happy at the club? What's getting on your nerves? Da 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 da. Now these agents, they're out to make serious money, and they do make serious money. Now, a classic example: Anelka. Right, when Anelka came to Arsenal, awesome player. Right, fantastic striker for Arsenal, but his head got turned by his brother. His brother was his agent, and his brother was a greedy bugger and could see that he, as his agent, and Anelka would earn more money going to Spain. So he went to Spain.
Yeah. Of course he's gonna. It's a whole massive factor, and it's frustrating to see. I mean, when I was watching the '89 movie, I was like, why don't they show this to players? I was so baffled. I was like, this is inspirational, and goosebumps the whole way through watching it, because it was just like, you know, you almost want to cry because it's so amazing, literally. It's absolutely incredible, and you know, it's frustrating in the position we're in right now. You're thinking, right, top four. Could we keep it? We're here. We finally made it, as some people think, even though we have games in hand and still plenty to play for. We're going to go to this comment here. Who is getting fourth? Do you think we'll get fourth, or could we still get sixth?
Look, I said previously, I'm looking at this one game at a time.
Yeah.
We've got some tough games. We've got Leicester this Sunday. Now, I know they're not been great. They're still a threat. We've got Tottenham away. We've got Chelsea. We've got Man United. We've got Man United. Man City.
Yep.
Man
No,
City.
Man United. We haven't got City anymore.
No, sorry. Man United. And look, these are not given games.
No.
You know, they're tough games. And there's going to be a lot of switching of positions between 6th and 4th in, well, 7th and 4th, in my belief, in the next coming weeks. So I'm not gassing it up. And if knowing how Arteta goes, who's to say we don't end back in 8th?
Yeah. Mathematically, it's possible.
Yes, it is. I was looking at it today. And so let's not say, oh, yeah, we got 3 games in hand. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Those 3 games in hand are tough bloody games.
Yeah.
We're not going to be playing Norwich and Watford every bloody week. Yeah. And Watford gave us a run for our money. They had more goals and they had more shots on target than we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're in 19th.
Yes. So we're up against Leicester, Tottenham away, who, won 5-0 last night. So are they coming back into the mix? Don't know. We'll wait and see. Man United, well, they were really poor against Man City. But we always know Man United Arsenal games are always in the mix. I've been saying for a long time, I see Man United more of a threat, more of a what's the word? Yeah, more of a threat than Tottenham.
Yeah.
Years ago, when we were a great team, Arsenal were a great team, I always thought the biggest threat to Arsenal was Man United, a lot more than Tottenham. I know Tottenham are noisy neighbours and it's a grudge, and it always will be. But Man United games were always a bigger grudge.
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle. It's generally going to be trying to get those points. And realistically, we're looking at, let's say, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Tottenham, Man United. So there's 4 games there. Realistically, we are looking about 2 points maybe in a setting where if Man United bring their A game, because we're not going to beat Liverpool. Our odds against Chelsea are definitely stacked against us. I don't think we'll beat them. We could get a draw away against Tottenham. Always a possibility. And, Man United, bad form now, but you don't know what could happen.
Man United are always up for playing Arsenal.
Yeah.
Always. Honestly, out of those 4 games you've mentioned, we could possibly get 2 points.
Yeah.
We could go on a mad run. And get 12. I'm not seeing that.
I wish. I really wish.
I would love it. But
yeah.
Let's be realistic. Let's get back down to terra firma. Potentially, I'm looking at 2 points there.
Yeah.
So the teams around us also playing could be catching up. So all this big hype, all of a sudden, 4th looks to start a bit shaky.
Yeah. Definitely. When you break it down like that, I'm hoping to actually get to the Man United home game. Going to be a great game. Never been to Man United at home, and I've seen in Man United, so definitely going to be it's going to be tricky, very tricky, and we can't forget the fact that we're 1 point ahead in 4th. We're not clear at all. Literally 1 point, and also not to forget our goal difference is on 12.
Yep.
You look at Chelsea's goal difference, they're up in 20s, 30s, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's not looking great and rosy. It may look great now, but you've got to think, yeah, we could pick up points, possibly against Crystal Palace. I mean, look to the first time we played them this season.
It's a tough game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
especially
we drew to them as well this season
home.
already, and that
Me
was
too.
very close, very close.
You know, going down to Palace it's a great day out, but they have a fantastic fan base. They don't shut up the whole game,
Yeah,
and it's a typical old school stadium where, you know, Selhurst Park. It's old school. It's tight. It's noisy, and it's an intimidating place to play football.
yeah.
And so I'm not going to go down there, jumping up and down, saying we're going to rock and roll here, because I know what it's like to go down there. So, and Vieira has got that team playing some great football.
Yeah.
And you know, we got to remember we are on a pretty threadbare squad. If we get an injury to Partey, injury to Odegaard in midfield, we've got Xhaka and El Neni, Lokonga. I like Lokonga.
Yeah, I like Lokonga.
It's puts us in a very weak position. Let's say we lost Partey, and let's say we lost Saka. Yeah?
Yep.
We're in dire straits. Who have we got? Nketiah, as I should say. Nketiah. Dear God.
He needs to get some more credit on his phone, I think. He's not calling anyone. Yeah, absolutely. If we pick up injuries in the wrong time, I mean, looking at the games, they're pretty close together. Very close together. So I mean, one on the 13th of March, that's Leicester, and then a few days later you got Liverpool, and then a couple of days after that you got Aston Villa as well.
Yeah.
So
That
injury potentials are insane, especially against Liverpool, you know. But I see the way I see it now is the team that played against Manchester City, right, at home this season was a good game, even though we lost. Fair play. Like that was down to individual error and issues there that we lost that game. Big shame. But we're a completely different side again. We've gone back again. We've reverted from that side. I was like, wow. I was actually at the pub with my dad watching it. We're sitting there, and we couldn't believe what was happening in the first half. We were like, wow, like where's this come from? And now we look at it, and drew to Burnley. Watford conceded 2 goals. A team that's in relegation battle. I'm like, what's happening? We're going backwards.
And Arteta's fixed the defence, right? And we're 10 goals less than we scored. Sorry, conceded 10 goals less than we conceded last season. But we've got, you know, those games coming up, you know, where we don't know what team Arsenal's going to turn up with Arteta, because the guy is just, well, he's a loose cannon. Let's be polite. He's a loose cannon, and Arteta will do what Arteta wants, and we have to sit there and take it on the chin. So let's not sit here, everybody, thinking he's fixed the defence, because he hasn't. Right? You know, I can see Liverpool coming and giving us a hiding. They're going for the league. Yeah, they're 6 points with the game in hand. behind Man City. So they've got a major accolade to achieve. And go to Tottenham. Who knows? It's always it's a North London derby. Nobody ever can predict it. But we haven't got a great record at Tottenham for quite a few years. So we got Palace away, tricky. Villa away, tricky. Chelsea, United.
Not to forget West Ham and Everton in there as well.
Well, Everton. We've got Everton at home, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be quite confident of getting a result there. West Ham, yeah, tricky. So, it's going to be a close call. It's going to be a close call.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very tight, and we need to be careful now about conceding goals as well, because ultimately, a lot of teams are contending this season for fourth position, and it could go down right to the wire. You don't know what could happen. So, looking at the goal difference is painful. I know we shouldn't look at it too much, but my God, I remember when we were actually scoring like a lot of goals, and now I look at that, I'm like, oh God, this is terrible. You look at the top teams, and according to some Arteta in fans, we could challenge for the league at some point soon. Not this season, but according to them, challenging for the league soon, and we could just get about 12 to 13 goals on goal difference.
Well, Grace, let's remember when Arteta came as our manager, he made the statement, I quote, Arsenal will win the Champions League in the third year.
Yeah, next year.
We've got to qualify. So if we qualify Champions League, fourth, in unseeded, Arteta, if you don't win the Champions League, then you, mate, have got to do one. Because you made that statement. And it's quite funny. I just watched a couple of comments here. Jack Ramsey saying that was Arteta ringing, asking for some credit. He'll never get credit from me because I don't want him.
No.
And the ringtone is The Exorcist, by the way. But no, I don't want the guy here. He's never, ever going to be a great manager at Arsenal. And I get it all the time from people. Oh, he won the FA Cup. No, he did not. He fluked it. If Sheffield United hadn't had 2 goals disallowed, we wouldn't have been in the final.
Yeah.
Right? The person that won us the FA Cup was Aubameyang.
And look where he is. Bagging goals in Barcelona, living his life in the sun. And here we are. And here we are. And rounds it perfectly, doesn't it? Well, sorry, Arteta. You've got a year left, mate. I'm waiting for my Champions League trophy, please.
Yeah.
That was promised to me. So
can't wait for that.
Yeah, me neither. But we might as well get the party stuff in now while we can. It'll be all gone.
I'm predicting Real Madrid Arsenal final, and Arsenal to win 3-1. There you go.
Yeah, you heard it here first, people. It's what Arteta said, though, so we must believe it. Surely, we love Arteta.
I think it'll be Nketiah hat-trick.
Yeah, 100%. Or maybe Ben White might get in there, though. Can't forget him. He might score a worldie. You never know. Well, I think that rounds it up perfectly for this show. The mess that we're in, people, don't forget 1 point. I want you to remember this. 1 point. We're going to see where it gets us in the next few games. As Jez said, take it game by game because it's not going to be easy for the rest of the season at all. To round it off, Jez, what do you think is your prediction against Leicester City? on Sunday?
Leicester, I'm going to go 2-1. Leicester aren't in the greatest. Well, they've got Vardy back, haven't they?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-1. I think the team after the Watford game will be up high. They've had a lot of rest. So they should be up for it. I'm actually going to the game, actually. Arsenal-Leicester. So looking forward to that. But I'm going 2-1.
Yeah, that's solid. I think I'll go 2-1 as well. You know, it's at home. We beat them at the King Power. All to play for, right, Jazz?
Well, it is, it's, look, people accuse me of being, you're always down on Arsenal, you're down on Arsenal. I'm not down on Arsenal. What I expect from Arsenal is the Arsenal Football Club that I grew up with, that achieved great things. As the third biggest club in England, we should be achieving great things and not seeing and accepting mediocrity. So, people who don't like that, well, I'm very sorry. But I believe when you're in an elite sport, you are there to win. And if you don't challenge to win, then I get annoyed. And that's what we're here for. I'm not here to achieve fourth. Yeah. I'm not in an egg and spoon race at bloody school where 10 little kids are running down a track and they all get a medal because we don't want to upset anybody. I'm here to win. That's why I watch the damn game. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And just before we wrap up, make sure, guys, go subscribe to Northside. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing. Have you been living under a rock? Go hit the subscribe button. Make sure you share this. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe. I have checked the stats and it's proven that 47% of you aren't subscribed. So what are you doing? I post weekly.
Subscribe. Come on, people. Subscribe. It's a great channel, this. And it's going to get bigger.
It is. Content is going to be coming. I'm being more consistent as I possibly can. And some exciting things to come up. But on that note, we're out of here, people. Don't forget, Arteta out.
Arteta out, you P.